In Boston, the Massachusetts voters rejected a proposal to legalize natural psychedelic drugs, according to a call by the Associated Press, representing a setback for what's been a growing legalization movement. The measure would have allowed people 21 and older to consume psychedelics like psilocybin mushrooms at licensed therapy centers, as well as grow small amounts at home. Oh, look at that. They got some home grow in there. The proposal came on the heels of successful campaigns to legalize and regulate psilocybin in Oregon and Colorado. And the New Approach PAC, a national advocacy group, poured millions of dollars into all 3 states' campaigns and will likely keep pushing similar proposals across the country, you guys. Opponents, including several large medical associations, argued that these drugs can be harmful, especially for people at risk for schizophrenia and psychosis. And they also feared the law would fuel a black market of homegrown psychedelics. Advocates point to a growing body of research that shows psychedelics' potential as a treatment for conditions like depression and PTSD. And that is pretty much it on that article. It was a super, super short one from today from Matthew St. Germain. What do y'all have to say about this?
I was really surprised with the lack of psilocybin or any of the proposals for psychedelics like really doing work, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised.
The problem is what worked in the past and what didn't work in the past. What worked in the past is when we medicalized cannabis, not when we put adult use, we can take whatever we want with cannabis. Mm-hmm. What's going to work with psychedelics is if you medicalize it first, you introduce it slowly, and then you bring in the legal. I haven't seen an adult use program that's working so far. So at this point, do what works, medicalize it. Yep. Is that what this law did? I don't think so. I think they went straight to adult use, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is such a thing as too much too fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I agree with you completely. I think, and that is also part of my concern. Like, listen, I'm all for people having psychedelic plant medicine as well. But that's also my concern, especially with some of these holdout states looking through the Bible Belt and things like that. Like, yay to Kentucky, because everywhere that had it on the ballot, Kentucky approved it. But we're pushing these psychedelic initiatives so quickly and running straight to adult use with that it's giving all those people that's like, well, what's next? They're going to legalize heroin and cocaine and touching kids and everything else. You know what I mean? So you're kind of proving those NIMBYs right. Like, is there a tipping point where pushing psychedelics too hard and in the wrong fashion becomes a detriment to pushing through access to cannabis as well?
Mm-hmm. Very, very fair. Very fair points. I think you're right about that, Jenny Beth. I think it's very, very
similar
true. Slippery slope.
There are deep pockets that are now in this game. And I think with those deep pockets, it's going to be a, whack-a-mole, patchwork kind of, legislation from state to state. Mm-hmm. But, those things are available, man. You can get gummies. You can get all kinds of products that have mushrooms in them. I think this is...
You're totally right.
So there's basically a trap. Mushroom trap is going to win here, right?
You're right. I went into a bunch of head shops yesterday, and I was amazed at the amount of mushroom products that I saw on people's shelves, and it just amazes me that Governor Newsom is trying to ban hemp-derived products, which are federally legal, but yet he's not doing anything or saying anything about all these psilocybin products that aren't even have zero regulation and aren't even legal to sell.
Well, he's doing it because the regulated marijuana.
Say that again, Dr. T.
He's doing it because the regulated marijuana industry asked him to do it, right?
I don't think he's doing it for the regulated marijuana industry. He's doing it because he wants to try to corral the overall public into paying these over exorbitant taxes in California. But that's not going to be a reality.
Well, products, unlike cannabis, where California is basically sending product elsewhere, with hemp, products coming into California, right, from places like Florida and other places that are basically doing all that hemp processing. So I think part of that knee-jerk reaction to like ban all cannabis products was basically to keep stuff coming in from out of state into California.
Yep.
No, because you can still bring stuff. You can sell it in Nevada and mail it to Californians. Those companies are surviving with this ban. The people who are producing it in California and selling it in California, they're the ones who are hurting.
Don't you think, Dr. T, with mushrooms, this will just be their next inning? This is just the next play. Is that eventually they're gonna go after them just like they went after the hemp stuff?